if you're watching this, you've probably got an R36 Pro, or you might be interested in buying one. I've had one for just over 6 months now, and I just wanted to give you an opinion on it. So I bought it for roughly 30 quid. I'm going to put on the screen how much that is in dollars or euros. And when you're buying something like that, I mean, you have to take it with a pinch of salt as to the quality of what you're getting. Now, the games console itself is pretty good. The graphics that come with it, in terms of the games that you play, obviously do depend on the type of console that you're emulating. For example, Game Boy Advance games are obviously going to look better than the games that are Atari. The only thing that I would say to start off with is it started off working quite well. There were a lot of games that worked out of the box with the emulators that come with it. I'm not super into mods and knowing which emulators are the best. So I kind of came into this wanting to understand a bit more about it. A lot of the games that I started off playing, some of the games that I've recorded on this channel, have stopped working, and I'm not particularly sure as to why that's the case. I haven't done any major changing in terms of downloading emulators or changing settings myself. So sometimes, for example, like the Dragon Ball Z game, which is available on Game Boy Advance, on this emulator, stopped working like within sort of weeks of playing the game and uploading it to YouTube. So that's something to consider. I mean, like, if you're an expert at emulators and the correct kind of emulators to download, then obviously you'll be able to pick this up, download it, use it, and enjoy it. If you're sort of like an amateur, or if you're sort of new, or if you're just sort of like me and you're sort of a casual gamer in a way, yeah, you might have some difficulties there. But in terms of things that I have enjoyed, it's reminded me of old games I used to play when I was younger. Tetris being one of them, sort of just is almost like it's reawakened my sort of love for playing that kind of game, which otherwise I wouldn't be playing. And it just reminds me of a time where I'd be younger on car trips or holidays, and in the back of the car playing Game Boy Color. So for that, for 30 quid, I mean, I think it's a really good little present, or a really good kind of games console just to play. Yeah, like there's quite a large abundance of games for you to play as well, and I can't overstate that. And I think, like, if I was paying three figures for this, then I'd probably say that it's not worth it. But just for the fact that it was as cheap as it was, I'll leave a link in the description to some places that you can buy it. I bought mine off Temu, but the link that I used to buy mine has gone. So take from that what you will. But the actual console, the handheld console itself, is actually quite good. And I think I'll probably in the near future take some time to learn more about modding and emulators. I know that somebody, I'm gonna leave the comment on the screen, somebody mentioned that there's different emulators that you can download, and that would mean that you can play games better. So I'm going to have a look at that. I will also say I did buy this primarily to play God of War, and God of War, after I sort of changed the emulator settings in the box, did work quite well. But it's a bit, it's not consistent. Sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't. And just because of that, I would say, use this, but don't expect it to be, the same quality as your, PS5. But yeah, that's sort of my honest opinion of having it. Would I recommend it? Yes, I would. All I say is just don't get your hopes up too much if you're not an expert at emulators and modding. If you just want to have something to pick up and play, it does a good job.